registered from
listening to it.
So thank you very much from my side for this kind invitation. Always a pleasure to talk to the young generation. So that's why I accepted this invitation to speak in front of you. It will be just 45 minutes, a short overview of some photo, video, social media topics that are interesting at the moment. A lot of discussion, questions around that. To start, maybe if you know me on my Instagram, that's dentist.camera. I will show it again a little bit later. So if you want to keep updated, try to also follow me on my social media. Okay, so let's start. The question today is, should we post or use photo or video? And I will talk about the difference of the two formats, the benefits and let's say the downsides of the various forms, how to present yourself, how to communicate with others. So photos on social media is very popular. But it also has some limitations. So you see, these are typical pictures you find on social media, Instagram. Most of the pictures you see on Instagram are artistic pictures. And it's interesting that I get a lot of comments, a lot of questions if they ask me about equipment, what diffusers to use, what techniques to use to create these artistic pictures. But this is not the main goal. What you see in the middle, clinical documentation, this is what you should use photography on first. The artistic part is then the second part if you have time to do it. It's not the major thing in dental photography or also on social media. It's because you want to have fun, you want to expose yourself, you want to show your creative part. That's why you can go and shoot artistic pictures beside also clinical photographs. This is an important message. Instagram doesn't like bloody pictures. So that's why on some pictures or infos or videos, this might be a violation of the sensitivity algorithm. So bloody pictures where you see surgical procedures are often covered and you have to actively check them to see them. So when you post a lot of clinical stuff, you might end up that your feed is almost invisible. So this is not the main goal or main thing to promote surgical procedure on your Instagram accounts. So what are the limitations of using pictures? So creativity, a picture is there, even if you have done it with Photoshop and whatever, you cannot just play around when it's posted. So the messaging is also limited. What do you want to transfer with your image? What is the message? And we have a lot of images that are posted every day. So how can you stand out with just posting images? Videos on social media is, for me, a much better way to provide your audience with more information, with a more creative message. It's not about dancing around or flipping around. This can be done. At the end, we will talk also about how you should set up your social media account. It depends what you want to do with it. But never mix private content with professional content. If you want to post your pictures of your holidays, of your family, of your dog, of your cat, or whatever, then open up a second account that is private and create another account that is your professional account that you might also use later for your dental office, for your professional career. Never mix up things, because then your audience and yourself, you might get confused. So these are like typical videos that you can see on Instagram. I like doing this. It's a little bit shaky. I don't know if it's really playing correctly on the Zoom, but I like these tutorials where I assemble things or showing tips and tricks on how to do something. Video offer much more messaging options. So you can communicate better, you can be more creative, and these days you get more engagement on video content rather than photos. Although algorithm is changing, last year Reels coming from TikTok have been very popular. Now people say pictures are getting back. So it's also playing around, being creative, trying to modify, experimenting. For me, it's a platform to learn also what is trendy, what's going on in video, photo, and other areas. The challenge of production. I get a lot of questions how to create videos, how to create reels. Yes, this is something that cannot be explained just in 5 minutes, but what you need to do is you need to invest in good equipment. You can use your smartphone, but you need good light, you need good audio, and then you need also practicing speaking in front of the camera, talking to your camera, and then also learning some editing skills to make the videos short, to get the message out in a short way. So I record videos that are 1 minute long or 2 minutes long, and the end result might be 10 seconds, 20 seconds with the essence of the information. And that's also, people don't have a long time that they stay with your content. So you have to try to engage them in a short time period. So this is like a typical setup with the camera on a tripod, a good light. It's like what you see here. I'm using a Nikon camera. It might be a Canon, a Sony camera that is connected to my computer. So I have high quality output. I have an LED light that creates the main light, and then have also some backlight. The advantage of using professional cameras is that you create this soft background. So you see myself sharp, but the background is a little bit blurry. This also creates the more professional look. And many people say a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000,000. So if you don't have started using or experimenting, playing around with videos, now it's a time to start. Where to start? So there are 3 steps of learning, and many of you are still on dental school, so you know how to learn. But let's repeat this. First step is reading, and to make this reading also more fun for you, I have created a photography book. Basically, it's around 100 pages with all the basics, not only of dental photography, but of photography. You can get this on my Instagram account. There's a link that you can buy this for a very, very reasonable, very low price with a lot of information also on dental photography. I also offer a free, so parts of this photo guide that are here are in my free photo guide. I just posted today on my Instagram. I can show you my last post. My last post was about Capture, Share, Smile, the title of my lecture. And if you go to the Instagram account, you can add a comment, photo guide, and you will get a very good guide to start your photography game and level up your skills. Beside that, it's gamification. Virtual reality is a trend I developed, but it's because this was developed using Unreal Engine, and Unreal Engine so far is not running. If you don't have the glasses, it's not running on a Mac properly. But maybe in the future we will release this gamification, this simulator, to learn photography by playing around. So this is something cool I developed almost 2 years ago, where we have a learning module. In the learning module, you can really go. It looks like a spaceship. You can walk around. This would also work with your 3D glasses, and you have always videos with explanations what is happening. So this is the story of photography with Oscar Barnack. You go to the next room, you learn about what lenses are, what cameras are, and so on. So this is really cool, and you can really experience what happens if you change the aperture. You can take pictures, control your learning experience immediately. So this is, from my point of view, a very nice tool that unfortunately has not been released yet, but might be released in the near future to give you more possibilities of learning the basics. And then we are also working on some modules where you can do like a live training. So this is a photo studio. You can enter, you can change all the parameters. It's like looking through a viewfinder of your camera, and then you change the parameters. Some of you might have heard about the exposure triangle, where you can select and change some settings. You can play around with lenses, and it's really a cool tool to learn photography, because the advantage, photography can be learned online, because we are behind the camera watching through the lens, and all the basics can be learned without moving out of your office or moving out of your home. And after mastering all the basics, you then are able to go and do the hands-on training in your dental office, but it's much more efficient. And not only in photography, we should think about upgrading our online education skills to get us to a higher level before we go and do hands-on workshops. So this is basically what it's. And if you need some coaching, I'm also here to help you in private sessions. You can book me for private sessions if you want to level up your skills, or you can book me as a group if you have any needs. Let's talk about dental photography. So the main purpose of dental photography is documentation. If we go back to the beginning where I showed you this fancy artistic images, that's not the main point of dental photography. We should record as much information as possible under reproducible conditions. Dental photography is the same as X-rays. We have two ways of look at or through our patients. We take X-rays, and nobody out there would say, I play around with variations of my X-rays. I shoot them a little bit from upside down because they look fancier. No, we have standards how to shoot X-rays, and there are also standards how to take dental photographs, because these are clinical records. This is documentation on the first hand that you need to document, to plan, to communicate, to educate yourself. This is the main point of how dental photography should be used. So what camera, lens, and flash? So these are the three elements of a dental photo equipment. These are the essential parts. The camera, mirrorless camera today is, for me, the way to go, because all major companies, Sony was first, but now also Canon and Sony have jumped completely on the mirrorless train. It's much easier. It's not about the weight, but a lot of more possibilities, also including focus peaking and many other things that are relevant to make your workflow much more efficient, faster, easier, and more predictable. So these are the important things in dental photography. You need to get a macro lens around 100 millimeter with a 1:1 life-size magnification ratio. So then usually you work around, if it's 1:1, you are very close to the subject. That's why I recommend also using crop sensors for dental photography to increase the working distance. So personally, if you have the budget, you can go for a full frame camera, use it in crop mode for intraoral pictures, and use it in full frame for your portrait photography. So these are the major points. A macro flash to start. A ring flash is a good choice. The best ring flash these days is the Godox MFR76 because it is very powerful. It has a little bit a larger ring than other ring flashes, so it gives you already a better diffusion of the light, more pleasant images. So this is like the go-to, the all-round flash that works on all cameras. Coming back, so if anyone is interested in this, I rewrote this article in 2019, but we'll do it again because we need to talk about standards in dental photography. This is an article by Wolfgang Bengel back from 1985. And what he describes there is exactly what we are doing today. He wrote about using a single reflex camera with a 100 to 135 millimeter macro lens with a 1:1 magnification, proper light source. He was already experimenting at that time with 2 flashes mounted on a bracket and showing all these standard setups, how to take pictures. Let's jump quickly into mobile dental photography. Very popular, but you need to be careful. 2 things. Number 1, you need additional LED lights. So you see here, there are many different devices out there that offer good light. If you use your smartphone and you have multiple cameras, use the longest lens to get less distortion, and always be aware that there are no standards. There are no standards in mobile dental photography because mobile phones are not just primarily made to take pictures of teeth. I always say better take pictures with your smartphone than not taking pictures. So this is, let's say, the argument that is pro using a smartphone in your dental office, but you also have to be aware about safety issues. So safety issues, if you shoot pictures then and they're on your smartphone that you also take out of your dental office, this might cause, it depends on which country, in some countries more, in some less, legal problems if you take around on your smartphone images that belong to the patient. Every picture you take from a patient belongs to the patient, like the X-ray. It's not yours, it's the patient. That is the owner of the copyright of all these pictures. So also be aware if you post pictures of your patients on social media to ask for permission. So you need a written permission to post images before doing so. There are other like special cameras. This is the Shofu Eye Special version 4 that also has like a polarizing filter, many other things. Now the version 5 is coming up. This was very popular during the pandemic. Although it's almost $3,000, it's double the price of a basic dental photography kit, but it can be disinfected very easily. It has a straightforward guided photo setup. But honestly, for me, the 3,000 is a little bit on the higher end of price. Hopefully, these prices will come down. I don't know how the future will be of these special devices. They have a 12 megapixel sensor. The colors are okay. You can adjust them a little bit, but for me, the way to go, if you really are looking for high quality pictures, then you need a mirrorless camera. It can be a Nikon, it can be a Sony, it can be a Canon with 2 flashes mounted on a flash bracket, because the flash bracket then allows you to position the flashes close to the lens to create like the ring flash scenario, or move them a little bit more outside to modulate the light. And if you if you know how to work with this twin flash system, there's no really need to use diffusers. Diffusers are used in addition. It's additional information that you might catch. For example, you see that there are too many reflections of a given dental situation, then you can go and use a diffuser for an additional info, an additional picture with additional information, or removing the reflections to see some more details. But never just rely only on diffused or softbox images, because softboxing or diffusing your images removes all the details. You really soften your image, and if you zoom in, you see no details anymore. Okay, you can make your bad work much better by using diffusers, but it's not clinical documentation anymore. So you have to be aware of that. Although I know it's trendy and people are enjoying this style of photography, but I don't recommend using it at first. So it's like nobody of us or nobody out there is using a softbox on their X-ray machines. So this is then using a professional camera, so-called professional camera. And the advantage is also, if you zoom in this picture, you see the details, very fine details that you don't get with the Shofu or with a smartphone picture. This is to summarize the settings. If you want, if you go to my Instagram account and just subscribe, so you can, there's a link in my bio, you click there and then you can just subscribe to my newsletter, and then you get the free photo guide with all this information included, and much more information that is not here in my presentation, but you can get that, read it on the weekend or whenever you have time to get more insights to help you also with the decision making, what equipment to buy, what settings to use. So basically, if you go through this quickly, it's always manual. Don't shoot in any automatic mode. So you have to control your camera fully manually with the shutter speed 160 or 1/200. That's okay. The ISO, the lowest. Recently, I have to say, you might, if you're struggling with your flash, that your flash has not enough power, you might raise the ISO, that's the sensitivity of your camera, a little bit. I played around, and with the latest generation of cameras, even if you go to 200 or 400 ISO, you can save battery power of your flash without really losing quality for your clinical documentation. But for the best quality, the lowest ISO gives you the best quality. The aperture, we close the aperture. That means a high number to get more depth of field, 22, 25, 29, depending on the camera and lens combination you use. Then the white balance, that's the crucial part. If your camera allows, go and set it directly in degree Kelvin. So K stands for Kelvin. It's how the light temperature is measured. The lower the temperature, the warmer the light, the higher the temperature, the cooler the light. 5,600 is around daylight. The flashes we are using have 5,400 to 5,600. So go around that number and play around. It's different with different cameras and different flash systems. So it's not the 5,300 that is given. You start with that and you might go a little bit lower if you see that you have a touch of blue or a touch of yellow that you can control or remove by shifting, by moving the setting of your Kelvin. Manual focus, flash can be in TTL, or if you're a more advanced user, you might also go and select manual flash control. Color profile, that's something that you can change. Go for the neutral profile to remove any color casts. So we want a really as realistic reproduction of the colors of our teeth, gingiva, and our patients. File format, I shoot JPEG because if your camera is set up correctly, there's no need for post-processing. Resolution, the highest image preview on, that means if you shoot the image appears immediately on the screen. So the sequence is focus, shoot, check. If the image is good, keep it. If the image is bad, delete it. Just delete it immediately. So this is the way to also enhance your workflow. Today, this is like a typical photo status. What you can see, we take 4 portraits. These are taken with a full frame camera, always shoot in landscape mode, that you see also the shoulders. The shoulders are very important information for patient orientation, for a lot of treatment planning options. And then you shoot the smile, the intraoral, the lateral images. And because you scan, if you're planning a patient today, you do intraoral scans, or you take also impressions and do models. Take the scans for your occlusal images, or you can also take pictures of your models if you're struggling using intraoral mirrors for your dental photography. So if you use an intraoral scanner, you don't really need any mirrors anymore for your basic things. Video shooting, I will just share some basic information. You need to learn about the technique, the tools, but you don't need expensive equipment. So this is like 12 simple tips for making your videos look more professional. I don't know if you hear the sound, but if you don't hear the sound, I can share this this video with you in another format. Because can you hear the sound?
No, we cannot.
So okay, so if you don't hear the sound, then I will skip this, and this video is also available on Dental TV. So I have this video that's a really cool short video about how to use light, how to use all this to start shooting better quality videos. And you see, audio is also important. So you see a video. If you do videos, one thing is use subtitles. So somebody was asking in the beginning for reels and videos on social media. 80% of people are browsing, watching video content on social media without audio. So that's why it's crucial to add subtitles to your videos when posting them on your social media. So there are a lot of apps that are able to add this, like CapCut, captions, you name them. There are so many out there that help you to do this. So okay, let's unfortunately, because we can't hear the audio, let's skip this and jump into some social media content. There are many platforms out there. I don't know if you're using all of them. I played around, or I'm playing around with them, but it's interesting. If we would make a guess, you would probably know what the sequence is. So the most used platform, the most popular is still Facebook, with almost 3 billion people, followed by YouTube, then WhatsApp, Instagram, WeChat, TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn. But it's interesting that if I would make a ranking, for me, Facebook is not my preferred platform anymore, because it's so big that it's confusing. I don't know if you have experienced, I call it the happy birthday platform. If somebody has birthday, then you get hundreds of comments. But if you post really valuable content, you get not that much interaction, even having a lot of followers on your Facebook account. YouTube is something for, let's say, long-term content. That's why I have like copied, not YouTube, but copied more Netflix for my dental TV project that we will take a look at. WhatsApp is kind of social media because it's a communication platform. Instagram, my favorite platform. TikTok, you have to be aware TikTok is okay, but the focus is on 18 to 24 years old. And maybe if you're an orthodontist, This could be your target audience, but for many dentists out there, it's not the target audience that is on TikTok. And something that is often underrated is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a platform that many say, yeah, this is just for professional connections, but never underrate in LinkedIn to get really professional information, professional connections also. If you're looking for a job or for new opportunities, LinkedIn for sure is a platform that you should take a look at. So, well, Instagram for me is my preferred platform because you get theoretically more engagement. There's one downside. What I have experienced over the last 3 years is dentists are very closed on all these platforms. You see many dentists out there have private accounts, so you don't see what they're posting until you ask them to become friends or follow each other. So there's like a fear of dentists exposing themselves on social media. Dentists also are struggling to add comments. So this is something that I always try to find out why there's a lack of engagement within the dental community. I'm trying to overcome this, but it's not so easy. So, and people are jumping around. So the average user has 7.5 different social media platforms every month. So this makes it not easier to select the right platform or get engaged with your customers or potential clients or whatever. So you see also here the distributions. So Facebook is, let's say, for the older generation, Instagram, the millennials. So I would say for the dental community, the most interesting is for sure Instagram, Twitter. Well, Twitter is very difficult to get engaged. It's like reading newspapers more. Professionals, Instagram, and interesting female. TikTok is mostly used by female audience. So this is also something interesting. And here are all the things. If you want more information on this, I can share all this information with you to take a closer look. So let's talk about my journey on social media quickly. It started back in 2019 before we organized our first dental photography event. This was 4 years ago. Then we planned to do the second one in 2020. So the first was in Seville in Spain. The second was planned to be held in Budapest. And then you know what happened. The pandemic hit the world. Everything changed. And so I had to decide to jump also on social media to keep my audience alive, to communicate with them. And I started experimenting with different platforms, a website, the Instagram account. Then here you see like the sequence of my favorite tools. So Instagram is my favorite. I also like to connect with my professional audience. So the advantage of LinkedIn is that you can browse and you see you can search for, or you see if a person that's there is a dentist, and then you can connect really focused with your target audience and not like Instagram or other social media platforms where you don't really know who is following you and who is not following you. And again, Facebook for me is a little bit disappointing because it's not really engaging. And that's why I also started Dental TV. I have hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content on my social media, but then I started thinking, okay, why not do something that is not out there? I can tell you that all online education, all dental online education has failed. All the big players, nobody's really making money or is successful because of two reasons. On all platforms, you see the same speakers. They are not really highly motivated to share their knowledge because they prefer to tour around the globe and hold the same lectures 100 times and at the end generate more income than giving their lectures just for for an online platform. And there's a lot of things that you never learn at dental school. So the mission statement or the thing is Dental TV offers education in all areas that you never learn at dental school. So we start with photo, video, communication, marketing, social media, mental health, leadership, how to start as a young dentist, finance, be a woman in dentistry, you name it. And if you have any questions or topics that might be interesting, we will cover them on Dental TV. So this is, and I recently did a new trailer taking the old trailer intro from Star Trek. So let's say it was Enterprise from 1966, and then I took from there like the mission statement: go where no dentist has gone before. So this is like what's happening. If you are interested, you can go to the website dentaltv.app. There are also apps for iPhone and Android where you can download the videos and watch them later. And for you, we have this Dental TV Summer, the discount code to get you a special price for Dental TV. Let me finish with a social media launch checklist. So I see that a lot of people out there are struggling with their social media. So how should you start? I give you a checklist. I have also a short video that you can that I can share with you on my Instagram. So first is the credentials. Choose an email and password. Select a straightforward username. If you want, it could be your office, your personal name. So something that makes you unique or makes you recognizable. Then you can have the second one on top, the dentist of camera. This is called the handle. This is the name of my account. And the second thing, this Alessandro Devigus Dental TV creator and coach. This is the name that was limited to 30 characters and now is limited to less. I think, I don't know how many characters you can put there. And these are information that also the algorithm is searching. So all the information that you see on your bio is the information. If you're looking for, I want to improve my dental photography, if these keywords are in your bio, then somebody might jump and find your profile in the 1.5 billion accounts out there. So I see like a chat. Did somebody ask something? Yeah, okay. If you, by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them, or we can do a short Q&A at the end of my lecture. You have to add also a link. A link is important, either to a website, or what I prefer or what I experienced works much better is so-called landing page tool, using a landing page tool that we, by the way, also use for our dental office website, because most of our patients, or even ourselves, we are just browsing the internet content or any social media on our smartphones and not on our computers. So this is something, my favorite is Stan Store, which gives you a lot of possibilities to create this landing page. You need to work around, play around also with your imagery style. So you have to create something that looks consistent. If you browse my account or other accounts, you see that there are changes from time to time. Sometimes you get boring, or you get bored yourself about how your feed looks, and then it's okay to change, try out something new. So it's also important to play around, to experiment, and always try to be yourself. So this is really important. This message goes out to all dentists out there. Be more authentic. Try to show up on camera, and also comment on each other accounts, because we are a large community, a highly educated community, and we could be much more successful if we would help each other more. So these are the different content formats: reels, single images, carousels, live. So carousels is like a mini presentation where you can create a 10-image slideshow, Instagram Live. Recently, I see a little less Instagram Lives. Reels got popular because it was like the copy of TikTok. Now pictures are getting more, so it's changing every day. So there's no like the secrets that I can share with you. Important also to write captions with keywords. So the text in your captions should reflect with the information in your video or on your image. So because the overall, all this information together are then browsed, searched. It's like a search engine optimization, SEO, that also Instagram is like a searchable or partly searchable platform. And it's important to write down relevant text. It's not about using 30 hashtags anymore. So today people are saying 8 to 15, or let's say more important, use relevant hashtags rather than using a lot, because the whole text, the whole caption acts also as keywords for your content to be found. So what I recommend is that you take time to browse topics that you want to post. So you have to define your strategy, but again, this is something that could fill up a whole presentation by itself. There's a lot of content on this. Part is free, part is not free on Dental TV. I have a very cool series from a friend of mine who made 12 videos how to be more successful with Reels, with a lot of tips and tricks around Reels, a content calendar. So write down and plan not only your daily life, but also plan your social media life. So like a posting schedule, what are your favorite tools? So explore what other tools people are using. I love a lot using Canva. I did also this presentation in Canva. Then I have for my video, I love CapCut or InShot. For CapCut, there's also a desktop version. And yeah, there are many tools out there, but you have to find the tools. It's like some people love Word, others love Pages. So it's like feeling comfortable with the tool you are using. An additional thing that you should start right away if you're building an audience on social media is to collect emails of your followers, or of people that you can also connect with them with an email list as an additional communication channel. And then your Instagram profile link as we stated. And the business part, let's say, okay, one of the tools that is very nice to use is the Facebook Business Manager, where you can post, you can manage all the comments and direct messages much easier just in one tool. You could up an Instagram shop if you want. From time to time, what I have seen, I recommend from time to time to boost a post. So to invest $5 or $10 to make one post that you think is well done, is a good one, to post it, because I see the algorithm loves money a lot. So if you invest from time to time money, not in third-party services, don't buy likes, don't buy views or whatever, because this might look nice in the beginning, that if you, it's like these accounts, they post, and after 2 minutes they already have 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 likes. That's not possible. But again, this is personal preferences. I stopped caring about this. For me, it's more important to create engagement. And again, here my call to the dental community: engage more on each other accounts. So this is really lacking within the dental community. And I know a lot of people asking me, what can we do to crack the code to make these dentists and also the younger generation more engaging and more interacting with each other? I know we all are busy, but this was a post that really summarizes, if you want to be, if you feel that it's like stressing you out being on social media, then stop using social media. Then take a break and remove the app and step back, because otherwise you really get into mental health issues, and a lot of even creators who are making a lot of money on social media from time to time suffer from burnouts and other mental health. So do what you like, do what you have time for, and check from time to time what performs well. So if you see that nothing really performs, then go and check other accounts and not copy them, but get some inspiration from others and try out new things. But again, it's important to not stress, do not stress yourself too much. So this was like this short overview of photography and social media in 45 minutes. And I encourage you to visit Dental TV to learn everything you never learned at dental school, and to go where no dentist has gone before. But to start, you can also go to my Instagram account, dentist.camera. And if there are any questions, feel free to ask them now, or just drop me a direct message, and I'm really happy to help you with all problems you have if I'm able to help. So I cannot answer all the questions. I'm not ChatGPT or Google, but in relation to photo, video, communication, if you have also problems with your CAD/CAM dentistry, I can help you. I can surely help you with that. And there are many more topics like artificial intelligence and so on we could talk about. Maybe we do, or we schedule another meeting with you, and then this is good. Okay, cross-polarized photography. This is a great topic. Cross-polarized photography. This is something that I really recommend implementing in your daily practice. You don't need to use it every day, but I use cross-polarized photography. For those who don't know, it's removing reflection with two filters that are polarized 90 degrees to each other. So one filter is on the flash and one is in front of the lens, and you remove the reflections. If you remove the reflections, what stays is the real color of a tooth. You see more details. It's also cool to detect oral lesions. So if you take pictures of oral lesions and you shoot them without reflections, what dermatologists, by the way, are doing every day, they always use polarized light to examine their pathologies. So this is a tool, and there are many tools out there from different companies that are working good to be used as cross-polarized tools for your dental photography. Nikon, Canon, Nikon, or Sony macro lens. Well, there are many lenses out there that work from Sigma, from different brands, Tokina and Laowa. So there's a large number of third-party lenses, but just keep an eye. They should be around 100 millimeter focal length, 1:1 magnification ratio. This is important, and then I think there are many lenses out there that work besides the real, let's say, the Nikon, Canon, or Sony lenses. But the latest generation of Sony, Nikon, and Canon lenses are really great lenses, although maybe a little bit more expensive than the third-party lenses, but they perform pretty good. So any more questions? I don't know. So let's browse up. So this was polarized. So basically, I think, can you see the link of the video? I have to share it. I have to share it with the organizers, because you see most of the videos that are here are also free available on Dental TV. So the link would then be dentaltv.app. And you find a lot of videos there, or also on my Instagram account. You find a lot of free stuff, a lot of free videos there that you can browse through, or just drop me a direct message if you want. Okay.
All right, thank you, Doctor, for the amazing lecture. It was very passionate. I loved how you went into too much details while still keeping it to the basic, giving us an overview of everything. I'm honestly very amazed and Thank you, Doctor. So if you guys have any question, please don't hesitate and fill in the feedback form so you can have your certificate. I actually had some questions sent by some attendees. Maybe I should read you some of them. Okay, a lot of them were already answered through the lecture, so I'm going to skip those. Okay. Well, someone asked application of twin flash versus ring flash.
Well, I explained that. Let's say the twin flash is the more advanced version, and if you use your twin flash mounted on a bracket, on a flash bracket, so then I have it here. Give me a second. It was in the pictures. Here, like let's say here. So this is like the two flashes mounted on a flash bracket, and you see you can move these arms, and you can position the flashes to be more from outside. Then it's a lateral flash, and you can move them close to the lens. Then you have basically the two flashes just beside the lens, and then they act like a ring flash. So that's why, if your budget allows, because this is more expensive using two flashes and the flash bracket compared to a ring flash, but this would then be leveling up your photography or your light control for sure. Okay, so you advise people to get the bracket and the Godox. Yeah. At the end, it's always a question of budget, because the bracket is around $300, but the flashes and the controller, so you spend around 600. Let's say double a good ring flash is around 200-300, and a good bracket with lateral flash is also around 600. All right, yeah, makes sense. So after all, it comes down to the budget. Yeah, always. So, so if you guys have any more questions for Dr. Alessandro? No one? Okay, please fill in the form. Don't forget to fill in the form to get your certificate. Dr. Alessandro, thank you very much for your patience, for the time that you've given us to explain to students. You present an interesting program, and you've gained maybe from me personally, I tend to join your program, so maybe we'll get to learn more together. Thank you, doctor, and everybody have a wonderful evening. My pleasure. Greetings from Switzerland, and wishing you all a relaxing weekend, and see you on Dental TV or on my Instagram account.